Alright now, so this is Chris here of Fool's Evolution, and I'm staying right now here in my cozy little flat in downtown Vienna. And in my first video blog, I want to talk to you about the difference between being foolish and being foolicious. What the fuck does it even mean to be foolicious? If you've been to my blog, you've seen that I encourage everyone of the audience to be foolicious, and that might have struck you a little odd indeed, because being foolish, which is the word on which foolicious is obviously based, is not something that you would really want to be, or anyone, not even me. And what the hell do I mean with being foolicious? So, and actually, if you want to understand that, that's pretty simple. It's pretty simple if you realize what it means to be foolish. In my opinion, if you're foolish, you are acting on your own lies and excuses. You make your own lies and your own excuses, the little stories that you tell yourself, the basis of your actions. And you're hurting yourself by doing that. And a common example, like there are so many ways to be foolish, but a common example would be like something like procrastination. When you're like surfing on Facebook or cleaning the flat or watching porn or whatever you do to not do what you actually want to do or have to do. And the little stories you tell yourself, the rationalizations that you tell yourself to make you feel okay with what you're doing, that's being foolish. And this can of course take incredible many forms, but for right now, I think that's pretty clear what it means to be foolish. However, on the other hand, being foolicious is something entirely different. It's a completely different beast. If you're being foolicious, in my opinion, it's just an art term, but what I mean by being foolicious is that you are actually acting in a way that might be considered to be foolish from the perspective of certain parts of society, of your family, of your peers and whatnot. But you're actually doing something that is good for you. So in being foolicious, you're defying certain societal expectations. But you're doing that first consciously, and second, so maybe you're breaking the rules, but you know you're breaking the rules, and you're enjoying yourself. You're doing something that actually makes you feel better, that comes right from one of the best parts of yourself. That's being foolicious. That's being foolicious. And you could be foolicious in many different ways, but they're like, I would like, just for now, they're like very small scale actions or behaviors that I would consider to be foolicious. And something is just dancing on the streets while you're going to work, singing out loud in the metro, and just having your own fun, building your own fun, being yourself, and not caring what all the other people think. So if you don't care what all the rest of society thinks about you, and I mean really don't care, because you're so in love with what you're doing, then you're being foolicious. So if you're like walking down the streets and you're dancing and you're singing and this old lady is watching you and she is probably thinking, oh my god, what a fool. But you're not a fool. You know what you're doing. You know it's not generally socially accepted to be singing on the street. But you're having fun. You're doing it for yourself. You don't care about the grammar. Maybe you just grab in and have a little dance with her and have her feel a little foolish too, like maybe she didn't in a long time. And that's being foolicious. And being foolicious could also be on a much bigger scale for your life goals, for instance, to be really going after your passions, to really make it count, to be whatever you are meant to be. Because if you say, if maybe you want to be an artist or an actor or a painter or whatever you want to be, then although a lot of people that you know and that profess to love you and care for you will actually tell you that this is not a good way, that this is foolish, that's a bad call to make, you shouldn't be doing this in this situation that you're in, and you're young, you have to learn, you have to get your education right. And from their perspective, that might actually be true. They might generally care for you. I'm not saying they don't, especially if it's your parents or your family or not. But that's actually not true. If you really follow your passion and do anything to make it happen, whatever it is, you're being foolicious. You know you're not playing by the very rules of the society that you grow up in, and you decide not to do it, and you decide to do it for yourself, not to please anyone else. And that's being foolicious. And actually, you will become a better human being, I think, in the process. I think there's probably no better way than to grow, than to really follow whatever you love to do. And yeah, basically this is the difference. If you are being foolish, that just means that you are acting on your own lies. That's being a fool. Believing your own lies. And we all are that sometimes. It's very different from being naive. Yes, okay. So if you understand that what it means to be foolish, then you understand what it means to be foolicious. Because if you're foolicious, then you're not acting on your own lies. Or even if you tell a little lie to yourself, maybe you do like a pep talk to yourself, you tell yourself you're the greatest, you tell yourself you are foolicious, you tell yourself that you look good, whatever it takes to get you in the mood. Maybe some people would consider this to be lies, but you're actually doing something then that actually aligns yourself with your best self, and or your current self with their best self. I'm going to talk about this a lot more in future videos, but you are doing something that is good for you. You are not foolish. If you are doing something that is the right thing for you, if you're doing what is the right thing for you to do at the moment, you are not being foolish. You are foolicious. And you're even more foolicious, the more fun you have while doing this. So, to end this video, I encourage you to dare yourself and be foolicious, follow your passions, spread the good vibes, subscribe. And if you've got any questions, if you're curious about Fool's Evolution, what this kind of project that I got going here is going to amount to in the next month and years to come, then go to foolsevolution.com. There are also a lot of more in-depth articles there that try to that help you become more foolicious and rooted in yourself. And yes, that is this. Any questions, commentaries, share your experiences with being foolicious. I want to hear it all. And this is it. Over and out from Vienna.